Welcome all you race fans. We're here for the Formula Forza R1 Championship. This is the 9th round, the German GP at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit in Germany. We're on board right now with Magnum 278, who had a great qualifying performance from him. We'll get to the rest of qualifying here in just a moment. We've got the Bulin Wall5 from Pennzoil-Zexel, takes pole again with a 138.648. That's the only driver to get into the 138s. Behind him, In Flames from Bosch Racing picks up second. Alex P. from Aces Wild Motorsports picks up third with a 139.144. Magnum 278, who we're riding on board with right now, is fourth with 139.2. A great performance from him, and his best qualifying performance of the year. Also best performance of the year is Chicken McHaggard in fifth for Jet Lotus. New team, new car for him. Also best performance from Adam Watson in sixth. That's a 139.470, just out-qualified, or just beating the 2012 pole position set by the one named Jack, currently employed by Caterham R1. Not on the grid today, though. Johnny Two Shoes from Midnight Performance Development picks up 7th. Scurry 76 is in 8th. James Hall is in 9th after another good qualifying performance from him. Got us to Plum in 10th. The Serpent Racing boys of XPR Overdrive and XPR Roadrunner in their Ferrari are 11th and 12th respectively. Bosch Racing captain BTR Snakey is in 13th. XY101 for Caterham Team GB is in 14th. Wenna J is 15th. Last spot in Group A. They line up now on the F1 grid, which is a little further back. It gives them a longer run there into turn one. More exciting, a little more speed, a little more dangerous, but we think these drivers can do it. We'll see how this goes here as we wait for the lights to start up. Little pre-race chatter here. The Acuras are doing phenomenally well. Bumped out of this is FMS Senna and BTR Villeneuve, who usually are Group A guys. Looks like we're going to try and go at 3 minutes here. Wait for the lights to go out. And they're going. A great launch from the front three there. Magnum 278 lagging just a little bit behind. We're going 3 and 4 wide here into turn one. It could get hairy. Ooh, looks clean, looks clean. Looks clean at the back as well. Magnum 278 struggling for his position. He is in 4th currently, but on the outside line. Johnny Two Shoes is going to pick up 4th right here, but he's going to be on the inside line for 4. He takes 4th and holds it. Does go a bit wide. Looks like Johnny Two Shoes may get him down into in turn 5 here. No, he's got the inside line there. A little bit of lag behind. Wow, these drivers are just going side by side non-stop. Magnum 278 now slots in 5th. You see Bulin Wall there leading. In Flames is 2nd. Alex P. 3rd. James Hall falls back just a little bit. So that's Bulin Wall first. Oh, wide from Adam Watson there as we exit the Schumacher S. That's James Hall picks back up his position. Chicken McHaggard now in 6th, just behind Magnum 278 here from Jet Motorsport. A little wide from Chicken McHaggard there, but can he make it up on this straight? That Mazda does have great straight line speed. They're heading into the 14-15 chicane here. There's a giant wall that they're going to have to avoid. You see it there. Pack is keeping pretty close distance to the leaders here. Really not much gap in it. Massive amount of draft here into turn 1. Not enough there for Magnum to try and make a maneuver on him. Looks like Alex P. may have the goods on In Flames though for 2nd. No, In Flames. Yes, Alex P. does go around. We'll switch to that race right now. Alex P. does go into 2nd there after a slight wide line from In Flames. In Flames will probably... the analysts have said that In Flames is likely to finish 4th in this race, or at least that's where his engineers would be telling him to finish. So he can rid himself of some of that power restriction he picked up from his win at the Sonoma GP. The Bulin Wall, current leader of the race, has no power restriction, but won't be keen to win this race, as that will mean a 10% power restriction for the next race at Mugello, which he wouldn't be too sad about, but it's the 5% at the season finale at Le Mans on June 16th that will have him not wanting to finish on the top step of the podium. We're likely to see a second place from the Bulin Wall there. Wow, really growing legs. You can see him out in the background there in that previous shot. We'll switch now back to the Magnum 278 and Johnny Two Shoes from Midnight Performance Development battle. This is the battle for fourth, but it could be the battle for who's going to be on podium, because Alex P may not want to finish on podium either. It'll be really interesting to see who picks up the win here, and my guess is it's going to be one of these two we're looking at, either Johnny Two Shoes or Magnum 278. Johnny Two Shoes would be really keen to pick this up. They're trying to move up the ranks here and collect every point that they can. With him qualifying 7th, currently in 4th, this is also going to mean really good passing points for him. Ooh, bit of an inside line there for Magnum 278. Doesn't go dirty at all, just shaves a bit of time there. James Hall does get around Chicken McHaggard for 6th. Only a matter of time before those two Jet Motorsport drivers are right on each other. BTR Snakey from 13th moves up to 7th. Chicken McHaggard is 8th now. Adam Watson 9th after that mistake. Wenna J in 10th. XY101 is 11th. Scurry 76 is 12th. XPR Overdrive falls to 13th. Let's see if he picked up any damage here. No damage. Must have been an early pit. Let's take a look. Yes, early pit then from the Serpent Racing guys. Roadrunner right behind him. Also early pit. No damage for him. Got us to Plum then in 15th. No damage for him and an early pit. So we're starting to see some strategy already for these guys that want to avoid traffic. So we'll see how this works. We'll slide back on up to BTR Snakey and see how this battle is faring. BTR Snakey, a bit of a gap then. He's kind of in his own bubble. We'll go back to Chicken McHaggard and see how Adam Watson is faring just behind him. Wow, both Jet Lotus drivers fairly close to each other. If Adam Watson makes another mistake, it's going to be Jet Lotus and Jet Lotus there for 8th and 9th. 3 Jet drivers right in a row. This is all part of one big organization, Jet Motorsport, that fielded 5 teams for the season. It is the largest franchise in Formula Forza history. Especially for this late in the season, we've got 2 more races, and the entire franchise has been pretty active all season. Now, they did just sign a new driver. That's Chicken McHaggard, who we're on board with now. Seats 8th. If he finishes anywhere in this lobby, that'll be his best performance yet. Even if he retires from this lobby, it's likely to be one of his best results. Go through the Schumacher S there. None of these drivers will be very tempted to make dangerous maneuvers on each other. As I say that, Adam Watson does make another mistake. Gets it right back on track, though. That's kind of crazy. Looks like Wenna J is going to attempt to get around Adam Watson there. To go into the 14-15 chicane. Wow, they're close. Wenna J slots back in as to not cause damage to his fellow sister teammate there. Sister teammate, I will say, just to make that clear. Magnum 278 back up in a 5th. Let's take a look at that battle. Really right on the back of In Flames as well. In Flames can't be feeling too good about that 10% power restriction. Let's just make sure that he doesn't have any damage already. No damage for him. He does have that 10% power restriction we're talking about, though. The gap from In Flames to Alex appears to be about 4 or 5 seconds here. Right on board with Magnum 278 again. We will get an in-cockpit cam here as he chases Johnny Two Shoes here into the hairpin. Johnny Two Shoes looking kind of racy on In Flames there, perhaps going to move up a position. Oh, can't take it full throttle there through the Schumacher S, as they call it, through there. That's 9-10. Here's 11 and here's 12 here, turn 12. This is a really flowing track. A lot of drivers enjoy driving here. The field is starting to spread out just a little bit. This has been a really good battle for the Midnight Performance Development guys. This is their debut season in Formula Forza, and they've really made a smash into the championship. Johnny Two Shoes has already done quite well for himself. Midnight Performance Development sits 6th in the team championships, and Johnny Two Shoes himself sits 7th in the driver championship. They're not too far behind. They're going to try and see if they can't work into the top 5 team championship there. They're going to need every point they can to get that. In 5th right now, Ace's Wild Motorsport, if you can believe it. Serpent Racing is 2nd. Pennzoil-Zexel Racing leading the championship by a quite considerable margin, 101 points. With only 2 races to go after this. So we've got 3 races worth of results to go in, but still leading it by 100 points. It's almost looking in the bag for Pennzoil-Zexel, but it is not mathematically locked up yet. See Bosch Tech Racing move up despite having their points wiped for the first 2 races for switching chassis. They sit 3rd and another 100 points behind Serpent Racing. The gap can be made up, but Bosch Tech Racing will need Serpent Racing to cool its momentum that they have certainly picked up in the last 2 races, with very strong finishes at the British GP and the Sonoma GP from both drivers. LBM Motorsports may be in danger there of losing out a position to Ace's Wild, with both drivers being in Group B this week. Now Ace's Wild is running 1 driver at the moment. Drake Halespawn unable to attend pretty much the whole season. He's made a couple of races, but the majority of the season has been unable to make it. Midnight Performance Development has had a perfect attendance record here, and that certainly has been helping their chances. Jet Motorsport, just as you look at it, this is perfect, because Midnight Performance Development is 6th in the championship. Magnum 278 is captain of the Jet AMG team, or the flagship team for Jet Motorsport, and they sit just behind them in 7th in the team championship. So this exchange of position means a lot to both drivers. Looks like Magnum has made up a bit of that gap he had lost. A little bit of a wide line there from Johnny Two Shoes, but still got enough of a lead there not to really cost him too much. Not a very direct line there for Magnum 278. That keeps him still hot on his heels. We'll watch James Hall. It's not really that far behind, but does have Snakey coming up on him there. That's Snakey in 7th. Good battle back here. Scurry 76 looks like Scurry holding up the Serpent Racing. This is not what Serpent Racing is going to want to see at all. As they close out the 8th lap here. It's a 142 for him. Scurry 76. Now, Scurry 76 qualified 8th. So this is down several positions for him, down 4 positions for him. Let's take a look at whether he has pit or not. It appears he has. So these battles are for position. It's not strategic with tire tire wear or pit strategy or anything. So this may spell bad news for Serpent Racing if they can't get past this Caterham Team GB Peugeot. James Hall moves down a position, loses it. Oh no, he goes into the pits. That's why he moved down a position. He's in 10th currently. You see the 787 of the Jet Lotus go by. James Hall is 11th. We'll see where he merges. My guess is ahead of Scurry 76, who's in 12th. Yes, he does safely come out in 11th. That's ahead of the Scurry 76 train. You saw them just come into view there. There they are. So you see just a turn behind, really. Fastest lap here from Magnum 278. That's a 140.060, down half a second on his last lap, but some of that is due to the maneuvers and risks you take trying to catch a driver. His qualifying pace, though, 139.277, so he's certainly got more time in it if he can get some clean air. Let's take a look at where we are. Looks like Bulin Wall in the pits right now. Pits from the lead. That lets Alex P through to the lead. In Flames is second. That pushes Johnny Two Shoes and Magnum 278 into the battle for third, not fourth. Looks like Bulin Wall is going to come out 8th. Yep, he is safely in the racing line now. He will be 8th. See how In Flames is keying up on Alex. Looks like not so much. Alex P growing that lead from In Flames. Probably close to 8 to 10 seconds now. This appears to be the closest battle on track right now. XPR Overdrive from Serpent Racing out of the race. That's going to be bad news for Serpent Racing, trying to hold off Bosch Tech Racing from gaining too much. This is really great news for Bosch Tech Racing because both drivers are in Group A. It's been a while since that's happened, and with BTR Snaky now sitting just behind this battle in 5th, they're going to score some really good points here. If In Flames can go 4th and Snaky can pick up, who knows, 6th, or maybe he can finish right behind him in 5th. We'll see how this works out. Right back on board with XY101 as he attempts to catch Chicken McHaggard, who's in 6th. Bulin Wall did split Wenna J there out into 9th as James Hall attempts to regain positions. Looks like Adam Watson did pit. He comes out 11th ahead of them. So this is now a 14-car race with XPR Overdrive out of the race. That's fastest lap from Magnum 278 at 139.771. Certainly catching Johnny Two Shoes here, but he really needs to get around him. Really important battle for both of these drivers as Midnight Performance Development tries to hang on and climb up the team championship there. This is really close racing from these two. As we go into turn 4 here, a little off-bank corner. This is great racing from these two, just practically bumper to bumper for the last 13 laps. Take a look at what the fastest lap of the race is. My guess is we're going to see that from the Bulin Wall. 138.616, last lap of 138.9. Let's see if anybody else can get that. My guess is no. We'll look at Alex P here. 139.2, not bad. That's fastest lap from Bulin Wall there, 138.6. Fastest lap from In Flames, a 139.841 as he finishes lap 13 here. We'll see what he reels in. $139.8 again, just 1/100th away. Fastest lap from Wenna J right now, a 140.505. We'll see how that compares to who he's chasing here. XY101 in the Caterham Team GB Peugeot. He does have legs on the Peugeot. Could make this this pass happen sooner or later here. It's just got to be consistent. Chicken McHaggart here in 6th. Great performance from Jet Lotus here. This is going to be incredible points for them. They will certainly move up in the championship. Very consistent from him. A 139.866 and a 139.897 his last lap. We're on the back straight here. BTR Snakey, a 139.9, his best. See what he gets on this latest lap, a 140.595. That's 0.6 down, nearly 0.7 down. You see the battle ahead there, our closest battle of the race between Magnum 278 and Johnny Two Shoes. This track is incredibly bumpy, and you'll see it from this view. On exit, the fastest line is one that avoids those bumps. or a suspension setup that allows you to just float over those without disturbing your traction. See Johnny Two Shoes taking a very precision line out there onto the rumble strip. Slight bit of a lift there through the Schumacher S. He'll try and use the draft to his advantage here. A little bit higher top end from that Toyota. We saw that used to huge effect last year in the 2012 season as entrant Infinity Motorsports came in with just 2 races to go and ran just a dominant tune that was clearly top speed faster than everything else. Midnight Performance Development runs a very grippy tune though, and it's quite interesting to see how they've developed the car throughout the season. They've really done a great job of producing competitive cars. You can see here giving the Acura quite the workout trying to catch it. A little deep there from Magnum. I'm not sure that this is the best line for him. Loses traction on the exit. Let's take a look at how In Flames and Alex P are doing here. In Flames very consistent in the high 139s. Alex very consistent in the low 139s. This appears to be a done deal that Alex, if he wants, could be third on the podium. Then now the question becomes who's going to win this race? And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Johnny Two Shoes that they let through. If that's the strategy they choose. We saw that we saw some of that happening, some shuffling going on at Motegi. Looks like Serpent Racing 12th XPR Roadrunner did get around Scurry 76. And now he's going to be honing in on the back of that Jet Motorsport International from Adam Watson in 11th. We'll keep our eyes glued to this battle as this is by far the closest battle on the track. Head down into the heavy braking zone here of the hairpin. Early throttle here is what you're going to want to get a perfect exit, and then if you can keep the car flat here through the Schumacher S. Bit bumpy there for the Jet Motorsport driver. Perhaps could be a bit faster through there if he stayed a little bit more off the curbs, but to keep the throttle down, sometimes it pays to. Oh. Looks like Magnum may capitalize on a bit of a mistake there from Johnny Two Shoes. You see him closing. Magnum 278 takes this opportunity to head into the pits. We'll see how this works out. That puts BTR Snakey up into 4th. Running quite consistently around a minute and 40. See where Magnum 278 ejects into the field here. Looks like it's going to be 9th for sure And ahead of him, Wena J in 8th has not pit, XY101 has not pit, Chicken McHaggard not pit, the Bulin Wall, so this provisionally will put him in good position here. We'll see where Johnny Two Shoes goes with his pit. Johnny Two Shoes can get some good laps here, he may be able to create a gap that'll give him some breathing room from the Jet Motorsport driver. He pits the very next lap, Johnny Two Shoes. We'll see how this works out for him. Johnny Two Shoes in the pits. Is it enough? The one lap out. It's going to be really close. Really close. There you see him. It is enough. Johnny Two Shoes keeps it. So that continues the battle then for who may win this race. And we may be looking at the two candidates here for best positions. Take a look at how this is shaped up. We've got In Flames now pit. BTR Snakey's up into second. The Bulin Wall there just behind. When Snakey does pit, that will mean that the Bulin Wall goes up into second. Alex P leading this race. Chicken McHaggard up into fourth. That's great for Jet Lotus even to get that kind of a position, even if it is due to pit deltas at the moment. 139.866, his best, nearly a second down on the last lap. We'll see what he does at the end of this lap 19 of the German GP. Second and a half down. Chicken McHaggard needs to find some pace here. Wena J trying to close on XY101. In Flames all over the back of Wena J. We'll take a look at how XPR Roadrunner is doing on catching Adam Watson here. It's certainly getting closer, maybe a couple more laps, or a mistake from Adam Watson there. You saw a bit of lag there from Adam Watson. We'll watch this battle here for a little bit, see how this works out as they head into the hairpin. Just extreme acceleration from that Serpent Racing Ferrari. Watson, if he does finish, even though he's sitting 11th, even though he qualified 6th here, even though he's sitting in 11th, if he finishes there, this will be his best result. His best result before this was at the Atlantic GP, where he finished 14th. Oh, there we see Chicken McHaggard coming out of the pits. Battle closer than ever now between these two drivers, Magnum 278 and Johnny Two Shoes. Couldn't be much more on the line for these two. Coming to the 14-15 chicane here. Giant Two Shoes has... Oh, Bulin Wall out! Out of the race. That's big news. Bulin Wall out of the race. This could mean another podium spot opened up. This is big, big news. Bulin Wall out of the race due to lag. This could now mean that this is Alex P's race to win, although, again, not likely that he's going to win it. So this really opens up, like I said, another podium position for the winner and third. That's just incredible stuff. I really can't believe that the Bulin Wall loses connection to this race. It's going to damage it, but really, he's got enough points padding that this really can't make him sweat that much. But this will really shore up the points gap between Alex P and the Bulin Wall. Same for In Flames from Bosch Tech Racing. Has a 160-point lead, roughly, over the competition, so he should be fairly comfortable here. Wide line there from Johnny Two Shoes. Magnum 278 takes the position. That's fourth. We could be looking at your race winner there, Magnum 278. We'll see what Magnum does on his first lap ahead of Johnny Two Shoes here. Is he faster? Is he feeling the pressure from Midnight Performance Development? Certainly got a good car there, but certainly a really good competitor right behind him, breathing down his neck to give that position back after a wide line into turn 1 at the beginning of lap 23. Due to pits, Magnum 278 is now 4th. Ahead is, we've got BTR Snakey leading the race. That's a first for him in the season. Take a quick look at that. BTR Snakey leading the race on lap 24 into 25. There he crosses the line. Lead lap 25 now. Running somewhere in the high 139s, right around 140. Alex P. pits. Johnny Two Shoes lags out of the race. That is huge for them. Huge for them. That means that battle between Magnum 278 and Johnny Two Shoes is no more. That is terrible news for Midnight Performance Development. They're gonna really hate that. This does mean that James Hall then moves up into 5th, takes that position. That's terrible news. XPR Roadrunner has worked his way up into 6th as he makes a maneuver. Is he going to make the maneuver around Adam Watson? No. Yes, he is. Going to make it into turn 2 there. He gets it. Gets the position. That's a great battle there. Oh, Adam Watson going to try and take it back. He does take it back. But then XPR Roadrunner has the inside line there into turn 4. Wow, this is close stuff. Hopefully we do not have an accident here down into turn 5. Under braking, Adam Watson trying to use all the road and then some. Whew, that was close stuff. It's still close. Adam Watson may get his position back. This is the battle for 6th. We're in the hairpin right now. This is exactly where XPR Roadrunner wants to be. Moving up through the field. Now he's got the Jet Motorsport guys to move through. I think XPR Roadrunner would take this race if he could. I think he would move up into the lead if given the opportunity to do so. BTR Snakey from the lead has got to pit yet, which would put Alex P back in the lead, In Flames in 2nd, then Magnum 278 onto the last step of the podium. Wow, Adam Watson does take the position back. It puts XPR Roadrunner really close there into the last turn. Turn 16 as they head onto the main straight. That'll be XPR Roadrunner with draft then down into turn 1. He's going to have to work to take that position right back then. That's Chicken McHaggard in 8th right behind them, you see, in the Mazda 77. It's got to be incredibly frustrating for XPR Roadrunner. Have to pass this driver more than once. He's on the inside there. Turn 3, now turn 4 just behind him. This is the battle for 6th. Back to Magnum here, just behind In Flames. Is In Flames going to let him by so that he can be assured that he's at least off the podium? And I think this would be a wise spot to pull over to the side, lift the throttle just a little bit, and start executing some of that strategy now when we have less than 10 laps remaining in this race. Who knows, In Flames' strategy could be to take every possible point he can. In third, he would run Mugello with 15% power restriction, though. I think that's probably not what the boffins over at Bosch Tech Racing want to see happen, though. James Hall in fifth. We'll see how far behind he is. He's got a bit of a gap then to get down into the hairpin, maybe a 10 or a 15-second gap to his teammate Magnum. Adam Watson still holding off XPR Roadrunner then as they head down into the hairpin. This is becoming a very close race in the final part of this race. BTR Snaky maybe going to take this one all the way to the end before he decides to do his pit. We'll take a look. 14% tire wear, almost 15% tire wear on the rear. He may begin to feel the effects of that over the next couple of laps here as his tires begin to degrade. Let's take a look at tire temperatures. He's running a little hot on the front, but that appears to be due more to setup. A little bit higher temperatures there in the front, perhaps for a little bit additional grip and speed out of the front. Got Wenna J there back in 12th. No damage from him, but he is struggling to make up positions there. He did start in 15th, so we have had 3 lag-outs already. First XPR Overdrive, then Johnny Two Shoes, then the Bulin Wall. Or I'm sorry, it was the Bulin Wall, then Johnny Two Shoes. From him, his last lap, perhaps a mistake. .139.445 from Magnum, so he has certainly picked up some pace. His last lap, a 140.120. Not really feeling the pressure now that he did with Johnny Two Shoes hot on his heels. Nearly a 20-second gap then for James Hall to his teammate Magnum 278. The battle now has become the battle for third here between Magnum and In Flames. It does look like it's the closest. Whoa, that's really close there into the hairpin. In Flames is 10% power restriction and power restricted, as we said before. Head down into turn 11 here, using all the run out. Let's watch again the XPR Roadrunner, Serpent Racing, and Jet Motorsport International race here for the battle for 6th. So that is still BTR Snaky leading the race now Alex P. second, In Flames third, Magnum 278 fourth, James Holland fifth, Adam Watson sixth. We're watching XPR Roadrunner in seventh. Behind him is Chicken McHaggard from Jet Lotus in eighth, XY101 in ninth, Scurry 76 in 10th, Got Us to Plum in 11th, and Wenna J, Captain Jet Lotus in 12th. Stay on board here for a little bit. Maybe we'll switch to the hood cam as he chases down the Acura there. Ooh, bit of a wide line there from Adam Watson. Can Stephen Hudek, that's XPR Roadrunner here, capitalize on it? Almost too much gap here, though. Adam Watson is certainly growing legs here. Now, that would make sense based on Adam Watson's qualifying here. He was incredibly quick, very uncharacteristically quick here around the German circuit. We'll see about riding on board with Magnum 278 as he tries to reel in Flames still. Perhaps a mistake there from Magnum 278 on lap 30. We'll see about XY101 here. Kind of in a race of his own in ninth. Got Chicken McHaggard that feasibly is not that far behind the Ferraris. Or I'm sorry, the only remaining Ferrari of XPR Roadrunner. We'll see here. Maybe we can get a glance down the straight there. There you go. You can see Adam Watson ahead and Steven just ahead there. Maybe a good 5 or 6 second gap then for Chicken to move into 7th if he can make it up. XY101 and Scurry 76 pick up, they're in 9th and 10th right now. We'll see whether Got Us to Plum is making maneuvers here on Scurry 76. Looks like we could have a good battle brewing here. Very close down into turn 1, but it didn't look like a maneuver was ever going to materialize there. We just heard over the driver comm that is BTR Snakey in the pits. There's In Flames. We should see. Yes, Snakey's going to lose the position then. Snakey is now 4th. Will he lose another position to James Hall? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. No. BTR Snaky will come out 4th. That puts James Hall in 5th. And it looks like all the pits are sorted, so now it's strategy time. Is Alex P going to pick up first? Along with that 10% power restriction, that would mean 5% power restriction then at Le Mans. It's 10% restriction for the next race then at Mugello, the Italian GP. Wide line on cold tires there from BTR Snaky, the captain of Bosch Tech Racing. In flames in 2nd, you gotta imagine that he's gonna drop back to 4th to avoid any further power restriction. BTR Snaky going to be keen to move up onto the podium. Maybe team orders there for Snaky to pick up 3rd and Flames to drop back to 4th. And James Hall will finish 5th. We'll see. That's what our analysts are telling us with 3 laps to go here. We expect to see some movement. It would be a little shocking to see Alex P win this race, but not out of the question as Aces Wild may be already counting themselves out. They're just a 10th off of his fastest lap. They may be counting themselves out from the last race with the pace of the Bentleys. They may figure the last race, you know, it doesn't matter so much for them. Every race counts the same, even though the finale is 150% race duration of our standard hour to hour and 10. That one's going to be an hour and 30 to hour and 40 long race. Two pit stops in that one as opposed to our normal mandatory 1 pit stop. There it is, Magnum 278 moves up into 2nd, the first bit of strategy we've seen here, and Flames falls back to 3rd. He'll want to move back another position, I would imagine, to allow Snaky to move up into 3rd. Alex P then, I could see him finishing 2nd and Magnum 278 picking up the win here. But still, this is going to be great. Either way, this will be great points for Jeb Motorsport AMG. With 5th and even 2nd, whether this turns into a win or not for Jeb Motorsport. The gap now to Alex P. Let's take a quick look. It's a considerable gap. Nearly another pit stop. It's almost a 30-second gap there between Alex P and 2nd place Magnum 278. XPR Roadrunner then still working on getting around Adam Watson there. A 141.948, his last lap appears to be well off his pace, perhaps a mistake there. In that last lap, we've got 2 laps to go. We'll watch Alex P here. This is the final lap of the race. Will he take the win? And along with it, the 10% power restriction. And Flames is 3rd. He's going to want to hand this off to Snaky very quickly if he's going to do it. There's Snaky behind. Wide line then from In Flames. Is he just trying to coast it? See here, a bit of maneuvering. Alex P getting ready to cross the line here. He will pick up the win. He's not conceding, which means he'll pick up 100 points here and a 10% power restriction for the Italian GP. There it is, the win for Alex P. Magnum 278 in second right now. Coming around the last corner. He will pick up second. That's his best result yet. That will burn up his immunity. He will have no power restriction for the next race at the Italian GP. That's great performance from him. Let's take a look at BTR Snaky and In Flames there. See where they're at. We're going to go across the line. There it is. Snaky takes third. In Flames fourth. It does work out right before the line there. Team orders. There's Snaky's finishing time. We'll go to In Flames. We've got it. James Hall does pick up fifth then for Jet Motorsport. His best result of the season, of his career even. Adam Watson in sixth currently. He does pick it up. Lock in those points. XPR Roadrunner seventh. Chicken McHaggard finishes eighth, his best ever. XY101 is ninth at the moment. Yep, that is his best lap, also on the last lap of the race. Screwy 76, they finish right behind each other. He finishes in 10th. Behind that was Goddess de Plum in 11th and Winna J in 12th. So thanks guys for watching, and you'll see us next at the Italian GP. That's going to be on June 2nd. We appreciate you guys watching us. Do subscribe to us on YouTube and like us on Facebook if you haven't already been over there for all the R1 championships. And we've also got V8 supercars over there if you want to take a look at that. We've got some more really interesting content coming up, so stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.